agony.
How do you go through so much oppression, denigration, and disgrace by elders such that you are asked for experience? How do you get experience when you've never had a job in your life after graduating from the university? Whichever experience we had to form it ourselves. Whichever job we ever had, we had to create those jobs ourselves. And look at people in Nigeria. There are people who have never even invented a broom in their lives. Some of them cannot tie their shoelaces. Even the umbrella that they use as their logo, some of them cannot carry it over their head when it is raining or the sunshine. So where do you expect us to gain experience from? But the truth is that we have better experience than they do. We have experience fighting for what is right for 30 years in this country. We have experience and a lot of uncelebrated laurels underneath our belt fighting successive military rulers. We have experience fighting the people Fela called international thieves in this country. And you know that we have moved from international thieves into global robbers, GRs, because what they were stealing when Fela was angry, they no longer steal those things. Those were days of 10% that they collect from contracts. Now, after they are mobilized, they disappear. In fact, in some cases, to get mobilized again, they'll come and destroy the roads that they were contracted to build. We are living in a country of contractors without builders. And the country you are seeing today, this country, Nigeria, this is the country of their dream. The country without roads, the country without hospitals, the country without schools, is the country of the dreams of the Babangidas of this world, is the country of the dream of the Obasanjos of this world, or the Abubakars of this world, and the Buharis of this world. And I would say those who are using overtake, don't overtake. No. We should change and upgrade that to overrun, don't overrun. They have overrun our lives. And the solution, people, is the revolution. That's right. We are not going anywhere without adding the revolutionary favor to this next election. If any one of you is still under the illusion that these old baggers, as we call them, we hand over power voluntarily to us, we are deceiving ourselves. Any one of us under the illusion that the plastic card that is referred to as the permanent voters card will guarantee you a transfer of power from one generation to the other, you are wasting your time. Because why? That card is already on Alibaba. They figure out where they cannot control the card, they figure out how to withdraw the card from circulation. Most of Lagos now, they have these cards in their possession. And when election day comes, they will be the ones in control of the cards. Of course, a few of you might vote, but your votes will not count because it has been designed to fail from the beginning. And I'm saying to you, if we won very early, we might actually win the battle before the war. And what is the battle? It's a battle of mind. There's no question about it. A lot of young people are confused. And you cannot blame them. If all you have had your entire life is being battered and disgraced and denigrated, you will have no self-esteem. And you will not have the ability to even challenge your oppressors, because most young people in Nigeria don't even know their oppressors. The people who are the oppressors are their role models. That is why you find out that most Nigerian young people are more comfortable with younger musicians who are singing about things that have no relevance to their lives, as opposed to musicians who are singing consciously about the socio-political conditions of our country. So, I can stand here telling you that, well, these people are old, that's the problem. It is true that they are old. That's what they call gerontocracy. But there are also a lot of young people in the system who are morons, and they are practicing what I call morontocracy. And the combination of these young people and the old people is the reason why Nigeria is in the condition it is today. Each time you find a Buhari, you will find a Yahya Bello somewhere. The people that gathered in Abuja for the Jonathan coming to power. You know, my sister just said that, you know, this is the worst government we have. I agree with her. But it's a progression because Nigeria has been in a situation that it is today. The last government is always better than the next. But that don't mean that the worst, in fact, if you ask me which is the worst government, it hasn't come yet. It's coming next year if we vote for Buhari or Atiku.
It is mass burial of 73 people during Buhari's regime. Mass burial for Nigerians through herdsmen killings everywhere in Nigeria. Can you see? Will Nigeria still make that mistake again? Nigeria, can you see? Mass burial for 73 people. Can you see what is going on? These are the Catholic people that they killed recently. They gave them mass burial. Will Nigeria forget in hurry to still return this kind person in power during this year election? Nigerians, you have 7 days to decide your future. These are just to show you what this administration has done in the last 4 years. If you are watching this broadcast for the first time, please subscribe to this channel so that you get more story from us as they are unfolding in the next coming days. The election will be giving you full information how the election is going on. Please subscribe to this channel.
Fair share of the wanton destruction of food crops by grazing cattle. This has resulted in violent clashes between farmers and the herdsmen, which ends up with a number of deaths day after day. Before now, the herdsmen have been known to wreak havoc in certain communities in Nigeria. But now, the rate at which they commit these crimes has increased exponentially.
Government urgently needs to mobilize soldiers and mobile policemen to these communities. Dead bodies are littering the roads, and these invaders are still very much around. Their cows are here, they are just hanging around the bushes.
Look at that piece of legislation. Entirely it is politically motivated. You see, first and foremost, you cannot create laws that are at variance with the 1999 Constitution as amended. Utom has no right on the international rules that transit Benue State. Uton has no right to decree against access to pastoral, to resources, land and water resources in the Benue Valley. The river Benue doesn't belong to the governor. You see, the Benue State governor is being mischievous. Sorry to say that, with utmost respect to His Excellency. What you have in Awe are refugee camps. In fact, we must praise the effort of His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, Tanko Almakura, for coming to the rescue of thousands of pastoralists that were displaced by this very draconian law enacted by Governor Utom simply for political motives.
You can only have attachment when you are alive. If you are talking of ancestral attachment, if you are dead, what does the attachment matter? What does it matter again?
Pastoralists, because we're talking about herdsmen here, and those are the people that are carrying out those killings. Are you saying that your members are not carrying weapons to kill or carry out attacks in Benue State, moving from Awe local government area? Is that your position?
My position is clear. Our members don't carry weapons. We don't know the criminal elements that are behind this conflict, but I want to deposit before the public here that His Excellency Governor Utom should...
Sorry, let me come in here again. So what is the difference between your organization and Meyete Allah Cattle Breeders Association? What's the difference?
Our organization is a purely Fulani cultural organization. But for the cattle breeders, anybody breeding cows, including Governor Utom, is a member of the cattle breeders. That is why today you have members even in the leadership of the cattle breeders that are not even Fulanis, that they don't understand the culture of the pastoralist people. So they can now go and endorse a law that is inimical to the culture, to the sociology of the pastoralists. So our organization is purely a social.
Corruption under his government, and he said that in fact things have gotten worse under this administration, and those are strong words because the Buhari government has said it will fight corruption, and when the former president, who a lot of people will believe has a lot of information, write a book and say in fact there is a lot more corruption under the Buhari government.
But don't you think the reason adduced for that in that book is rather simplistic? It says under the Jonathan administration, this is the amount that was recovered. Now, under Buhari, this is the amount that has been recovered, which is like 4, 5, 6-fold of what was recovered.
So where is the money?
Jonathan. Is that then enough reason to say corruption has increased?
Is that the reason why you put Nigeria in perpetual poverty?
Then it could mean that corruption was
depression everywhere. What is going on with APC?
The recovery was so minimal. And now
Handlers.
the recovery is so huge now because corruption is being tackled. So I think it's a simplistic
Really?
which one would not have expected from the former president.
Guys,
How does the president
please,
see this?
if you are new
Are you
here,
ready?
please make
Well,
sure
the
you
president
subscribe
reads,
to our
so
channel
unless I check
so that
with him whether
subsequent
he
videos
has read the book, I know
you will
he
be
wants
one of
to. Do
those
you think he's happy?
people that will
He's
first
the
see.
president. He continues
Please
to do his
subscribe
work.
With the
to
book,
the right
what
hand
is
side of your video.
Well,
There you see that red
happy
button.
or not being happy is not the
Please
issue.
subscribe, please
The book is
subscribe.
just a contribution to discourse.
Okay.
And such contribution will never end.
Let's take a break. But one in Borno State, they are killing people in Yobe. They are killing people in Edo State. They are killing people in Ekiti State. Will Buhari be in all of these places at the same time? It shows that we have a failure in our security system. He will give directive, do this. He gives directive, do this. He gives directive, do this. And
and the failure of those security operatives to carry it out. Yes, we will hold him responsible as it.
But his weaknesses has to do with his inability to take action with people that have aligned with him, that are in his support, and that within his close cycle. As an individual, you cannot hold.
Position is that it's unacceptable and our government has failed in its duty to protect the people of these states, whereas the capacity is there. There's the lack of political will to do the right thing. That's the summary. And then we go on to say that if they fail to do it, there shall be retaliation. People shall resort to self-help. There will be anarchy. It will consume the government itself. That's it, because nobody has a monopoly of violence. That's it. Whichever form self-help will take, whether using vigilante, using local hunters, using even spiritual beings. You know, in Kenya, somebody was using bees. It was in Zimbabwe to chase away. So people will do anything. You can't kill my sister, rape my wife, rape my daughter, kill my brother repeatedly, and some pastor will stay in that Soraka and be preaching peace and turning the other cheek. It's not going to well. It's contrary to human nature. Fight back. That the capacity is there.
Àwọn ọmọ akọ́fọ́nsẹ́ ọ̀fọ́nsẹ́ àti ìkíní àti kejì gbogbo ń ṣe jágajàga bọ́ ti wọ́n àsìkò wá dé báyìí ó ti wá láwọn padà bọ̀. They want to start wọ́n ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ọ̀sẹ̀mọdé thank you no problem kò sí wàhálà ẹ̀rí mi wò bí ìran. Mo ti gbẹ́jọ́ wọn dé o abẹ́rẹ́ bí mo fẹ́ làágùn kọ́ fún wa náà kọ́ tún lù ṣe ọ̀tún lù ṣe àwọn tí ń ṣe bí báwọn mo gbẹ́jọ́ wọn dé o wọ́n lọ ti fẹ́ lọ bẹ̀ báwọn wọ́n lọ ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ọdún lọ fẹ́ padà dé mo ti jẹ́ wẹ́rẹ́ bẹ́rẹ́ mo ti jẹ́ wẹ́rẹ́ gbogbo mo ti jẹ́ wẹ́rẹ́ gbogbo níbi ìrúgbọ́rọ́gbọ́ àwọn ìwúyò sórí ọ̀nà o.
Our campaign promise was fighting corruption.
For your vote to count, you must go there early. All of you, the youths, you must go and vote your future.
Relationship with your neighbor, you spend more of your scarce resources on security, either physical or environmental. So it makes a lot of sense to establish good relationship with your neighbor.
Of the 2nd of February 2015 and my office's subsequent visit to Nigeria from the 3rd to the 5th of February, I reiterate my previous message. At a time when abhorrent levels of violence already plague parts of the country, I recall that the International Criminal Court has jurisdiction over Rome Statute crimes committed on the territory of Nigeria. Any person who incites or engages in acts of violence in the context of the upcoming elections or otherwise, including by ordering, inciting, encouraging, or contributing to the commission of crimes that fall within ICC's jurisdiction is liable to prosecution, either by Nigerian courts or by the International Criminal Court. No one should doubt my office's resolve to prosecute individuals responsible for the commission of ICC crimes whenever necessary. Violence is not a solution. The conduct of elections in Nigeria, free from violence, will not only prevent further instability in the country, but will also send a clear message that electoral competition does not have to result in violence and crimes that shock the conscience of humanity.
Television. I also watch on television Governor Rochas Okorocha alleging that I disobey court order and I should obey court order. It's a useful advice, except that he was talking to, how do they say it, to the converted. Rochas Okorocha, Governor Rochas Okorocha, the chairman of Progressive Governors Forum, is a beneficiary of that process. We followed those due process to rescue him, because in this country, memories tend to fade very fast. The congresses conducted by my predecessor completely swept Governor Okorocha out of the system, from ward to local government and to the state. But he raised issues of fairness, of abuse of the process. NWC reflected on it, and I am happy that we find courage to review what was wrongly done, and we subsequently conducted another election which has now given him teeth to bite and lips to smile. Agents of the state government unleashed thugging, and they were shooting, firing weapons, and everybody ran for safety.
Line News. Benue State Police Command has said at least 96 people were killed in Benue State after several villages were attacked over the last few days by suspected Fulani herdsmen. The command revealed fighting around 5 villages lasted several days in the local government area, especially in Logo territory, while revealing that some of the victims were burned to death in their sleep. Spokesman to the state government, Joseph Anawa, said the deceased victims had been buried in a mass grave.
They cost my papa, save my mama, my papa Jaga, that was 16 years ago. 16 years later, make a party arrange and talk to the Oracle. Oracle used the media, introduced Bubu. After contesting in the game for 3 good years, Bubu became the president of change in Nigeria. All the campaign promises, no one is walking. 1 naira to 1 naira. Any responsible government will fix electricity in 6 months. Them say Oshomole collect $50 million. If I saw Shomaba, I swear I will answer. God dollar pocket our $5 million. Fight against corruption is so artificial. Now you make Igbo the agitator of Biafra. Nigeria, show your heart. It's time to fight for Jaga. Everything scatter. All of this suffer. Ratatata. Biafra say they don't know. Yama. Everything scatter. All of this suffer. Ratatata. We need forever. Them say President Bubu gets to detention, but the cabal around him is destroying Nigeria. Show me your friend, I will tell you who you are. Who be the cabal right side and talk about? Nigerians are dying, people are suffering, but the cabal is busy, sniffing our money. Families sell their children for cup of garden, kidnapping school girls and prison in Nigeria. Meanwhile, their children they enjoy for America. If Biafra is tag as terrorists in Nigeria, tell me, what we will call the killer airplane? Some musicians that tag themselves as fella. Meanwhile, they don't beyond the truth like Baba Fela. I'm tired of this few individuals with the bubbles. Fight against corruption is so artificial. Now you make the Igbo the agitator of Jaga. Everything scatter. All of this suffer. Ratatata. Biafra say they won't know. Politician Yama. Everything scatter. All of this suffer. Ratatata. We need forever.
For anyone to come and intervene in Nigeria, we are waiting for the person that will come and intervene. They will go back in body bags.
Okay.
Because nobody will come to Nigeria and tell us how to run our country.
And we are proud to be able to say that since the new National Working Committee was elected on the 24th of June 2018, I came on board along with my brothers and sisters on the NWC. We are proud that we have not lost any major election. We've done rerun election in Katsina and we won twice. We did one on Saturday, we won again. We had a rerun in Bauchi for Senate, we won. We did another rerun of House of Rep
last Saturday, and again we won. But even more outstanding for me and for the All Progressive Congress, both the leadership and the membership, is the humiliating defeat that Senator Bukola Saraki suffered in the hands of Kwara people who are determined to dismantle the Saraki's I don't want to say Saraki's dynasty because we must respect his late father. Even though he is on record as having war for the political downfall of his own father, we are not going to talk about Saraki's dynasty. We're going to talk about Bukola Saraki's failed attempt to install his own variant of a political culture in which he is the only constant decimal. And I think the good people of Kwara State has dealt him a big blow. And consider that he is the proclaimed leader of the opposition, the PDP. And he has had to lead elections in Nushu and other places. Now here is a native doctor who was busy going to other states, now unable to heal his own people in his own state. For us, that defeat in Kwara is most outstanding, particularly as it was effected through a candidate that was put in place, not by anybody close to Saraki, and he won. So for me, remember the other day we exchanged some little fireworks. I had rightly said that society is held together. There is peace and progress and development in a democracy, not only through the rule of law, but also through strong ethical commitment and strong normative values. And of course, complete adherence to the core values and principles of democracy, which is that majority rule. And so we are not going to accept in Nigeria variant where a minority party preside over the affairs of the National Assembly, whether as represented by Bukola Saraki or as represented by Honorable Dugara. They just must vacate because it's not right. Now, for me, this was issue of principle. He then went on to say Shumole should be.
So, no regrets. Everybody wants to be comfortable, but I try to control myself and I try to sell my idea to those who support me that the most comfortable thing is to live within your means and dump the consequences.
That you must purchase land to make sure that your livestock are well catered for, well protected, and well gated to the extent that it will not affect the next person beside you, perhaps that is growing crops like maize, pepper, and what have you. We must be able to live within the comfort of our space and manage what we have. IBOs were not killing people, so to speak, in the rate in which the herdsmen have been killing people due to clashes between them and the farmers. Rule as General Buhari, but he's coming to rule as President Buhari. It means that he must follow the dictums of democracy and allowing people to operate their office to the extent that it is proven with the knowledge they have. You understand? It's so primitive, and I hold my word so strongly. It's so primitive that all they think is that the way they have been carrying out the agricultural business for centuries, if not hundreds of years, is the same way they are going to do it in present-day contemporary Nigeria. It is no. What is required in contemporary days of civilization is that you have ranches and you keep your livestock in ranches. And anybody that goes out of that, the law should go after them.
These are not things you publish. If you publish it, you will never sit with me any day. 3 years of Buhari. Everybody is dying, crying. Pressmen are crying, farmers are crying, workers are crying, politicians are crying, students are crying. 3 years old. But rate of poverty is very high. People are hungry. Nigeria will never change.
It's not just been deployed. How can you deploy police to cope with gangs, organized gangs of killers? There's a deliberate refusal on the part of the powers to do the needful. There's no internal power in Nigeria that can overwhelm the Nigerian army. History and antecedents has not shown that. It's just the failure to deploy them to do the needful. The deployment of soldiers, if it's not enough, calling for regional help. How can you kill people? How can you displace people? Is it because they are minorities? The position is this. It's like one of our colleagues was trying to say here. The governors have the power to make laws and the House of Assembly and all that. But generally, when you are making laws, you are supposed to be balanced. That is it. And to be fair, I've not read that particular law. It should not be malicious or retaliatory or vengeful, but to solve or cure a particular mischief. What is fear? You understand? The only thing is that you are talking of economic war here, and it's always so delicate. People who had been taking advantage of others will not want the reverse of the status quo. But the governors are, in order to set up anti-grazing law, only we will support it if it's fair and balanced.
I heard them say that the cattle colony is the only solution to the crisis. Whether the federal government or state government accept or not, we have asked all Fulani herdsmen all over West Africa to move to Nigeria and penetrate for the upcoming jihad.
When they cannot be even a Panadol in the government, federal government's state house clinic.
Which has been going on for at least 8 years, that we can say categorically this has been going on for 8 years. Before the phenomenon of Boko Haram exploded. And of course, there was confusion between the herdsmen and Boko Haram. And I find it absolutely unacceptable and culpable, irresponsible, that we have now reached a stage where even tree seedlings are being eaten by cows right under our noses.
From the Fulani nationality movement, saying that God has given them this land, Nigeria, and that they have the right to live anywhere, and until the colony is established, there will be no rest in Nigeria.
Around to make campaigns to get themselves elected.
Hey, tell them.
Even the present governments came by corruption, so it is difficult to fight corruption. These people who are new in brain, not expired and analog brains.
It doesn't even make sense. People are angry. They are expressing it on their social media. You want us to keep quiet? As I don't understand. By the way, who is monitoring their own social media? Who is monitoring Buhari's social media? Let's start from there. I beg you. I know fix laughing you. Oh yeah. So let's get back to serious matter.
Recycling yourself into politics with the money you have is a big disgrace.
Correction, sir. With the money that they stole, not the money that they have. Which we've been talking about for a long time. Fight for the is from Bonu.
In politics.